Dr. Ronny Jackson, we've had him on the show many times, from Texas, and Yvette Harrell from New Mexico, who was one of the Republicans to flip a Democratic district. And they both join us now. Congratulations to both of you.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you so very much.
Dr. Jackson, let me start with you. You have spent a lifetime serving this nation in our military. You made it to the rank of Rear Admiral. It's weird. You've now crossed that paradigm into politics and are now the elected officials that get to set the policy for the profession that you used to serve in. So how has that been for you so far? What are your impressions of being kind of on the other side of government?
Well, so far so good, Sean. We're in the middle of orientation right now. I'll tell you, I think the one advantage I have over the other freshman congressmen that are coming in is that I have been around long enough and I have been in the D.C. area long enough that the Hollywood of this place wore off for me a long, long time ago. So I'm ready to get in the fight. I'm here for the right reasons. So is Yvette. We're part of a team that's we're gonna shake this place up, and I just can't wait to do it. But it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to the new challenge.
It's an impressive class that you guys are part of. We've had a chance to get to meet some of you and talk to you. And it's just that fighting spirit that you mentioned, Admiral, is so present. And I know, Yvette, you bring that as well. You have served in the State House in New Mexico. How is your impression of what goes on in Congress different from being in the State House as a state representative so far?
Well, it's pretty much the same. It's been a great stepping stone because when I served in the New Mexico House, we only had the majority for one term. So I'm used to serving in the minority, but it's also important that we're bringing that fighting spirit, like Ronny says. We're bringing, I think, fresh ideas. The new freshman class is amazing and ready to just step up to the plate and be the voice of New Mexico.
Yeah, so excited to see y'all. I keep hearing this word that you guys are the class of fighters, and you're ready to get some work done. So excited to see what this new incoming class does. I want to speak to you both about COVID. We're seeing these new restrictions come into play almost every day now with a spike in cases. The interesting thing is you both are in neighboring states. And Ronny, your Governor Abbott, he has not done much. And then Yvette, your Governor Grisham, she has put a lot in. I want to bring some of those up for our viewers to see. Stay home except for essential trips. Essential businesses minimize operations and staffing. On-site dining prohibited. Essential retail down to 25% capacity. I know that the district that you are over is quite rural. So how is this affecting that community when you only have, maybe a few thousand people in one town? How is that working for them?
Yeah, it's not working in New Mexico. In fact, what we're seeing in New Mexico, it's killing our rural economies. And while I understand we have a serious virus, we also have a responsibility to the health and welfare of our economies and to do this massive lockdown. And we're seeing over 300 businesses in New Mexico that won't recover, that will not reopen their doors. But when you're looking at picking winners and losers, we have a governor who's allowed the big box stores to stay open above the smaller rural shops, like you just mentioned. It's hard. And now we're pushing folks from these rural communities into larger communities, big cities, in fact, across the border in some states over to Texas to buy groceries. It's not working. And we have got to do a better job in the health, protecting the health of our economy. And it's very concerning for the people of New Mexico and especially our small business owners.
Yeah. Dr. Jackson, I know that Governor Abbott, as I mentioned, has not put in a shutdown order there. Do you think that that is the right measure to put in place? Are you happy with how things are going in Texas?
Yeah, we can always do better, but I am happy with the way things are going in Texas. I'm right on the border there with Yvette in New Mexico. And honestly, folks in Texas, we're scared to go into New Mexico. We're afraid our governor won't let us come home. So, But we're doing great. And I think that a lot of these governors and mayors and these other officials, city, county, state officials, they've kind of misinterpreted their level of authority and the power that they have. It's kind of gone to their head to some extent. And I think that a lot of them have abused it at this point. I think that, they don't understand that even though they've been saying this and doing this and keeping us all shut down and locked down for months and months now, they have continued to get a paycheck every single day. They haven't missed a single paycheck, whereas the rest of us are just getting killed, And I mean, we got small businesses out here. They can't stand another 5 months of being shut down. They won't exist after that. So we really have to find that balance. We really have to be aggressive. and smart about this. And we can do that if we try hard, if we completely take the politics out of this. And that's what I hope happens soon.
I agree. Congresswoman Harrell, what is what is the number one priority that you have coming to this next Congress?
My number one priority is what it's always been, the people of New Mexico, opening up our economy safely and giving our small businesses the tools that they need so they can open the doors, so that we can work on getting our unemployment rates lower than our neighboring states. We have so many things we can look at with our agricultural. Oil and gas is a big deal. We're having a lot of conversations about the possibility of seeing our fracking banned in New Mexico. So what we need to do is put more of the people's voice in the forefront and less government, and really push our free markets, our ability to have economies that are growing and not shrinking. And we have been really, it's been an iron fist, if you will, from our governor. And so we have really crippled our economies here. So let's get to work. Let's give the people the tools they need from the federal standpoint so that we can really bolster the America First agenda, and that we can see people getting put back to work. And at the same time, ensure that we have a very safe and effective vaccine ready to go as quickly as possible.
Dr. Jackson, I don't have a lot of time left, but I want to ask, as a veteran, how important is it for you to play a role with fellow Texans like Dan Crenshaw and August Plouffe to help recruit and bring more veterans into Congress?
Well, it's key. I mean, this particular Congress that we brought in, the 117th, our class, has a record number of veterans in it. And I think that's important. We approach things from a different way. And you know, Sean, you're a veteran as well. We look at both sides of the issue, and we can find compromise. We can come together, but mainly we get the job done. And so I think the more veterans we get in Congress, the better. And so I'll be aggressive about making that happen.
All right. Admiral Jackson, Congresswoman-elect Harrell, thank you both for being here. I wish you both a very safe and prosperous Thanksgiving. I look forward to having you back soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.